Today, we are going to use the normal distribution to compute probability using Excel. Now, to do this, we are going to use the norm.dist function because that is the function we are going to use to find probability. To do this, we need the mean and standard deviation of whatever value of X we are talking about. And what you're going to notice in the norm.dist function is that after you type in your value of X, right, the value in question, the mean, the standard deviation, it's going to ask you for a true false option. So if we're finding for a range of X, so thinking about less than a value or greater than a value, we'll use true. If you're just finding what is the probability that it happens for 2 hours, then we're going to use false because that's an individual value. So keep that in mind when we use true or false. All right, let's do a couple of examples. The average time it takes a student to complete the required reading is 3 hours with a standard deviation of 0.75 hours. So we're going to do 3 examples with this. The first one, letter A. What is the probability a student can complete the reading in less than 2 hours? So we're going to notice that our mean is 3. Our standard deviation is 0.75. And in this case, our X value is 2. And because we want, why will this not get bigger? Goodness. Because we want less than 2 hours, we are going to use the range, so it's true. And remember that when we're thinking about probability, it always gives us area to the left, which is less than. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and use our norm.dist function. Now, if you don't remember what function to use, you can always go up to the formula tab. In this case, we're using statistical, and then you can go down and say, okay, it's normal distribution. Which one of these makes the most sense? And we've already talked that it's norm.dist. So you're going to notice over in the right side, some items come up and it says, what is your X value? And that's 2. Our mean, as we know, is 3. Our standard deviation is 0.75. And this is where we're talking about true or false. Now we want, with the range, we want less than 2, so we're going to use true. And then I hit and enter. So the probability for part A is 0.09. Now we could change that to a percent, right? By taking this and multiplying by 100. And that would make it 9.12%. There, I did it. Okay, so that's part A. Great, I love this for us. What if I do part B where it says exactly 4 hours? Okay, no problem. So we still have a mean of 3. The standard deviation is 0.75. Now we're dealing with X is 4. And because I want exactly 4 hours, I'm going to deal with false. Now I can just type in equals NOR, and you'll see that it pops up because it's my most recently used formula. So I'm going to go ahead and just type it in there. You'll notice that my item off to the right kind of disappeared, which is fine because I know what I'm typing in. I need my X value, 4, and you can see that it shows you what you've typed in. The blue items are what's already there. The black is what I still need. So my mean is 3. My standard deviation is 0.75, and I'm typing in false. I hit enter, and there's my probability. So for part B, exactly 4 hours is 0.2186, blah, 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 blah. I can take that and multiply by 100 if I want to turn it into a percent, and we're at roughly 21.86801%. All right, let's get to part C. Now, part C is a little bit more tricky because we're talking about between 2 values. If you can think about this, I think I can draw one here. If we think about what between means, so if I have a normal distribution and we say, okay, here's 1.5 and here's 2.5. All right, so 1.5 is on this side. It's hard to draw with my keypad here, but that's fine. And we want this area between. Well, when we go to find our values, right, it's going to give me area to the left of 1.5. I will do it again to find the area to the left of 2.5. So it's going to give us all of this stuff. Well, if I subtract those, it's going to that's not what I wanted to have happen. It's going to subtract the overlap, right? So when I do this, and again, I go to the left of both of these, it will subtract the overlap, which is these two, leaving only this area between. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to find the area to the left for both of these and then subtract. Okay, so let's go back to this. So we're going to use our formula. I'm going to use norm. Oops, I got to start with my equal sign. Norm.dist, and I'm going to use my value of 1.5, my mean, my standard deviation, excuse me, and we're going back to true because we want the range. So that's to the left of 1.5. And then I'm going to do the same thing, norm.dist, and I'm going to use 2.5, my mean, my standard deviation, and again, true. And this is area to the left of 2.5. So to find the answer, I'm going to subtract the area to 2.5 minus the area to the left of 1.5. And the probability a student completes the reading between 1.5 and 2.5 hours is 0.2297424. I can multiply that by 100 to change it to a percent, and I would get 22.974241%. Sorry, I didn't add those percent signs in earlier. So that is the different ways we can use Excel to find probability, normal distribution style.